Here are the top 5 people you need to know in a VA loan transaction, and I'm going to explain what each one of them does. What's going on, motivators? My name is Chermak. I'm your VA loan advisor, and I'm here to teach you everything you need to know about using your VA loan. I'm also licensed from New York to Cali, so wherever you are, I am to help you get your VA loan done. So if you want the full sit rep on what a VA loan is and the whole background about it, make sure you subscribe to my page because that's all I teach you about. So let's get right into it. The top 5 people you need to know when using your VA loan. Now, number 1 is probably the most well-known one of all. It's the real estate agent. Yep, real simple. Everybody knows about the real estate agent. But did you know that not all real estate agents are created equally? Yep. So some real estate agents are full-time agents, while others are part-time agents. And on top of that, some real estate agents have never dealt with a veteran or service member before, and other agents specialize just in dealing with veterans and service members. Did you know that there's agents out there that are just like that? So just like how I, as a loan officer, specialize in handling veterans, there's agents out there who specialize in handling veterans and service members just like you. So if you want the scoop on these agents, you can always reach out to me. I can put you in contact. But let's talk a little bit about what they do. Now, a real estate agent's job is to help you negotiate the terms with the seller of a property. Or if you're selling your property, they're to negotiate with the buyer of that property. Now, they will also help you search for a home. So you're going to want to sit down with them and go over your search, what you're going to want in the house, how many bedrooms, how many baths, where it's located, what the price range is, all of that. So they're going to help you search for the house. They're going to help you negotiate on the house. And last but not least, they're also going to help to make sure that they keep all parties in the transaction held accountable. So it's their job to make sure that the transaction doesn't fall apart. Now, as soon as you have an offer accepted, you're probably going to want to get a home inspection done. So this is where person number 2 comes in, the home inspector. Now, a home inspector is a lot different than an appraiser, which I'm going to cover a little bit later on in this video. So make sure you stay tuned. But the home inspector is for you. It's to determine the overall condition of the house. Now, the home inspector performs a really great service. He's going to make sure to go in and make sure this house is safe, sanitary, and structurally sound. They're going to also point out anything that might come up on an appraisal report that might be a deficiency within the property. Now, home inspectors are very crucial, and a lot of them might have to do some extra things like a termite report or a well water inspection. Now, if you're below the frost line, which a great portion of the US is, you're probably going to have to get a termite report, an MPMA Form 33. So this termite inspection you'll have to have done. And if you live in a more rural area that isn't connected to public waterworks, you're also going to have a well water inspection done. So you're going to need to get a home inspector who can do both of those things. Now, of course, your real estate agent will probably have some connections with a home inspector, and if they don't, I can also put you in touch with some because they're all across the country and it's very easy to find them. But you got to make sure you find one that's good at doing VA because, again, and I cannot overstate this, you can't just get any cherry old boot to just work on your home transaction. It has to be someone who's a specialist. Now, after a home inspector, you're probably going to have an attorney involved. Now, not all states will have an attorney, and it is within your right to get an attorney if you're in a state that doesn't use attorneys, but a lot of attorneys will be involved with drafting up the contract. They'll be the ones reviewing the documents. They'll be the ones protecting you legally in the event that something goes wrong. Now, if you don't have one, the bank is going to have one assigned as a bank attorney, and you can think of them as kind of just like the supervisory agent that makes sure that everything goes according to plan and nothing illegal happens. But if you have your own, they're going to be the ones who are responsible for drafting up the contract, for negotiating anytime something goes wrong within the transaction. And number 3, they're going to protect you in the event that you have some kind of legal or financial liability to the seller that you weren't aware about. Now, number 4 is the appraiser. Now, I just mentioned before what the home inspector does, but this is what the appraiser does, okay? Now, the home inspector is for you. The appraiser is for the bank. The appraiser's job is to make sure that the value of the house is there and that you're not buying some dead, decaying, decrepit house. You're buying something that's a bona fide dwelling that you can actually live in. So for instance, if the bank is going to give you $500,000 to buy a house, they want to make sure that they're not giving you $500,000 to go and buy a $200,000 house. Because if you stop making the mortgage payments, well, guess who's going to take ownership of this $200,000 house? The bank is. Yup. And if they give you $500,000 but it's only worth $200,000, well, they're probably going to miss out on $300,000. Not a very good business practice. So that's what appraisers do. And they are super crucial, super useful in the entire transaction transaction process. If you have any questions on VA appraisals, I have another video where I talk all about it and I explain everything you need to know about the VA appraisal process. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the top 5 people you need to know. And top 5, the number one person who's most important. Now, I might be a little biased on this, but the number one person who's most important in this entire transaction is your loan officer. And not just any loan officer, but someone who specializes in VA, preferably a veteran mortgage advisor like myself. You see, a veteran mortgage advisor is someone who's gone through a specific accreditation process of approximately 80 hours of training just to make sure that we are well equipped to handle veterans and service members just like you. And that's all that we do, is just handle VA loans, VA transactions all the time. On average, a loan officer will see between 0 to 1 transaction per year. That's VA. But a veteran mortgage advisor, that's all they do all day, every day. So you could equate a regular loan officer to maybe a general population Army or Marine reservist or something like that who only goes to the rifle range once a year. And you could equate a veteran mortgage advisor like myself to someone who's more like an operator, a sniper on the shooting teams, someone who's at the rifle range just about every day, because that's all they do. And that's all I do, is teach you all about the VA loan. Now, as a loan officer, my job is to make sure I get you your pre-approval, to help you understand your price and your budget and the max amount that you can afford. But I also serve one other very crucial role, and that's making sure that all the other parties in this transaction, the inspector, the real estate agent, the attorney, the title company, the appraiser, all of them are on the same page, and we're working towards making sure you get your VA loan in a timely manner. Now, if you found any of my content helpful, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my page. I need to know that you're out there listening to hear my content to make sure that I'm actually providing a good service for you. And if you have any specific topics or questions you might want answered, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, or reach out to me with a DM. Maybe I'll make a video about it, or maybe I'll just answer them in person to help you have a better understanding of your VA loan, because that's what my mission statement is. Let's go, Motivator, out.